Welcome in, welcome in. Welcome to the Pre-Market Edge with your girl Shema. Happy Thursday, happy Thursday. I'm here rocking out with TFD. Thank you all for joining me. Thank you all for joining me. I'm excited for today because we do not have any trading tomorrow. It is Good Friday. CME. I went on their website yesterday. Their trading hours, they will be closed for tomorrow. I believe it said regular trading days today. Let me take a gander really quick because I looked it up last night. A good trading buddy of mine earlier this week reminded me it was Good Friday. I did know it was Easter weekend, but totally just forgot about Good Friday. Yes, on the CME's website, and you all know us trading futures. You look up CME's information normally. Even TFD has in their rules and a lot of their information on the FAQs that we follow CME guidelines and things like that. So yeah, Good Friday 2025, Thursday, April 17th, all markets have a regular close. No trading Friday, April 18th, trade date in observance of Good Friday. So the markets will be closed from what I know from CME. So futures markets will be closed on Friday for Good Friday. So when I have a trading session, so we will not be live tomorrow. I will miss you all dearly. I know you'll miss me too. I know. But yes, today, regular day, right? We have initial jobless claims as far as news this morning. And I believe, what else do we have? Building permits and Philadelphia Manufacturing Index that literally was 2 minutes ago. Again, this is a live stream. There may be a few seconds in delay so that the news may have happened for you a few moments ago. It happened for me a few moments ago. Pretty much, again, low impacting news, not super high volatility. And then also we know lately it's just been any whispers of tariffs or things like that. That's what's been pretty much moving, surging our market, right? So right now, again, not too much on the docket as far as news, but let's see what else we have. Hey Richard, hey Jeff. Oh yes, I will miss you. I will miss you too. But let's see. What do we have? What we do have? All right, let me make this a little bit bigger so we can deep dive into these charts. Okay, here we are on the daily. Welcome in, welcome in. I see there's other people in here that haven't said anything, but welcome. Thank you for joining us. We'd love having you here with us in the mornings this early for the pre-market edge, right? We like to build a little edge in the morning. So currently here on the daily, I have all of my drawings hidden just for right now, just to get an oversight. You know what? I had opened the weekly and I was seeing how we did bounce off of this support right here, this prior support. There is currently a wick that we bounced off of. So that was a weekly support that we bounced off of. And it's this area, these two color change bars where they were like kind of equal lows in a sense, right? It's a little bit of a wick on the red candle, but it was equal lows, fair enough. And then this pin bar from the weekly had touched that zone. It actually crossed beneath it just a little bit. And then price currently this week, same thing. It actually touched that area and we bounced off of that, right? But overall, we don't have tomorrow. Today's the last day of the week currently. So it's going to be interesting to see how today closes. Let's head over to our daily, back to our daily. And again, yes, we're just still holding this 20 MA. It's currently an inside bar. We're inside candle. So we could potentially see some sideways action today, right? We are pretty much in the middle too of the, let's put our drawings in here. May not have too much to really discuss today. But yeah, this trend line is still holding. This 20 MA is still holding. It's still trying to see which way it really wants to go, right? Because again, we had mentioned, I believe yesterday, we were trying to see what price was going to do as far as are we gonna eventually trade sideways until we break this trend line or reject the trend line, right? Or continue to reject. Yesterday we did dip low. We dipped to 18,121, roughly around that area. So 18 117, whatever, around that area, 18,100. We dipped there, pushed back up. As you can see, we kind of have these the bodies of the candles where price opened up here for the Asian session of this daily candle, and then we just pretty much have been going up ever since. We did top out at an old resistance and 1 hour support area, so that's where price is currently trying to push towards now. But it is an inside day, so our previous day low is again around 18,117, and our previous day high is currently around 18,868. So again, that's an inside day. Price could potentially go either way. It's given a bullish sentiment currently, but again, it's an inside day, so we could see some chop, right? We could see some chop, or we could see some sideways action. Just depends. We're like kind of like right in the middle as well of the previous day low and previous day high. So that would, again, for me, I need to be a little bit patient when I'm looking at where I want to trade to. And then also, of course, we need to drill down to lower area to see what we can actually see. But yeah, it's just an inside day currently right now. I know we still had a little bit of that gap that we opened with that we didn't fully close out here on MNQ, but yeah, we're in the middle, and we're currently rejecting from an old resistance. So let's head over to the 4 hour, see what we see as well. All right. What are you going to give us today, chart? All right, so we're currently beneath this 20 MA. We see the 4 hour has given itself some rejection here. Although it did, it pushed to the downside, but it pulled back up across this previous support and resistance, right? This was the support and resistance that we pointed out yesterday that we could potentially take out, right? And that's what actually got me yesterday. I pushed down to it. I even said on the stream, we could bounce here, right? Be cautious of this area because we have that support there. I actually took the trade into it. It was a good trade. And then I just held too long and I let the trade pull. I was like, come on, there's no reason you need to pull this far back. And you see how far back it pulled. It literally took out the top of the 4 hour, the prior 4 hour candle, and then just surged to the downside. Like, I was like, okay. It's like it kind of waited until Powell's speech for that complete like push over. But yeah, we finally took out those equal lows there off the 4 hour, which was something I was really eager to do, as you can see. And then we reached down to these other levels, right? We had this that extra 4 hour support that we said we could potentially reach to. Why? Because of the bodies of these candles. And then I mentioned it was the tops of these wicks, and this was in an overall demand zone, right? Price pushed down to that area, almost clearing that on this first 4 hour candle. We almost cleared the demand zone, but we ended up popping back towards it. Or rather, we actually opened and then pushed down first to break that zone, right? That demand zone, all the way down to near this weekly support. And then we pushed back up, right? Giving us this strong sort of morning star, right? And then price has been it pushed up pretty much over the whole Asian session into London session, and then into London session. So getting close to the New York pre-market, we started to see some pullback, right? So let me get rid of our little circles. So yeah, we knocked out this this support. So it's still an area of interest right here, as price is currently we broke it again, and now we're trying to bounce back above it. So we're trying to see if this area is going to turn into a resistance for us right now, right? And then yeah, up above is still holding as a support. I mean, as a resistance, as a demand, a supply zone up here. Let me move our 4 hour, our 20 MA. So Yeah, we're still, yeah, we're beneath we're beneath the 200, beneath the 20 MA. I would like to see us, if we want to see some more downside, granted, we would need to hold below that old 4 hour support and resistance. I'm actually going to keep that line there, just because it is a strong area that we've identified yesterday. Again, sometimes it makes sense to keep certain areas in place because it tells a story. Price action for me tells a story, right? I'm looking to see what story is it trying to tell me. Yesterday, I let it get to me, holding on to my bearish bias, which was correct, but at the wrong time. I just needed to let the market do its thing first, and then come back and revisit. So don't always marry your bias just because the market can do whatever, as we know. And I know that the market can do whatever, but just be ready for it to do whatever, right? Price is still trying to come down here, still trying to come down here. So we do have an hour and 17 minutes before this 4 hour closes, but be mindful that we are trying to cross back below this 4 hours, this old 4 hour support and an old 1 hour support. But our new support now, 4 hour, is here, right? Which makes sense. We all know I like to use the bodies of the candles. Again, I have a video on the TFD YouTube channel. That's the futures desk, where I go over, all of this in depth. But this white line here is our 4 hour support currently, the new support rather. So let's see if price wants to topple over. And then also, since we have pushed up most of overnight, we could be seeing a rollover from overnight, from that, just continuously pushing up. Last night when I looked at the chart too, it wasn't necessarily like a clear push up either. It had some like icky moments, right? You could tell here on the 4 hour where they were just, it wasn't like surging to the upside. So that also gives me an indication that we may want to continue to roll over, right? This morning. And also, as you see, I'm keep drawing this little ugly squiggly line, but it's sort of a trend line that we've broken to now, right, to the downside. So keeping that all in mind as we head over into New York's open. So we do have our 4 hour support here. Let me see. I don't think I need another one, because price, there's no news. I don't see price like really trying to surge to go, super crazy. We have our previous day low, and we're still between there, right? So say price breaks and holds this 4 hour support, so we break beneath it completely, we could go ahead and see this 4 hour support if we want to break and just back into this demand zone, right? We want to see what price does in this area, right? We can either break that and continue to take out potentially some more of this wick that we left down there. Because it's the second time now, right? Or maybe twice. We have this wick and this wick and that wick, where now we've bounced out of it. So yeah, seeing another one, it wouldn't be off the table, right? Because price can do it at once. But also, let's see to the upside. Currently, right now, these two candles would potentially give us a new 4 hour resistance, right? Right there. But again, we have an hour and 15 minutes, but I can sometimes just eyeball it and see where we may be creating that resistance. But the prior resistance is the same area that we had in here from yesterday, is 18,679. That's where our current 4 hour resistance is. So, and then, I took a step back and looking at it, it still seems like we're kind of like in this overall consolidation, right? Either way. Right. So you see how price dipped down here and pushed back up, right? I guess it's not as clear as I want it to be. Let's just draw kind of like a square almost. There we go. All right. Right. So we have price. We pushed into it. We pulled back down, did blah, 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 back and forth, pushed up, did some little stuff, pushed up again, pushed down, did some consolidation, pushed down, and now we're pushing back up, right? So overall, that's how I see it too, right? It's like this overall huge range that we're in currently right now, right? It's a wide range, right? But it is definitely a range. So I am also paying attention to that, seeing what it actually gives us, right? And that's why price can be a little funky, right, when we're trading in a range. So keeping all that in mind. And again, yesterday we did point out how we had all this consolidation. So we could see this as an area of consolidation, which we do currently see. We did finally break it. But then we just been like kind of egging our way back up, right? And now it's trying to find some more push to the downside. So keeping all that in mind, that's what I'm seeing. It's just like, okay, we are in this consolidation, so price may be trading a little wonky. And again, this is the last day of the week, trading day of the week here in futures. And then also keeping in mind that we don't have any real news today. I don't see that there's any speeches posted. I think there's I think there's one FOMC speech that's later today, but it's nobody that's like, oh, we need to be, very, very cautious. Always be cautious in trading. Don't get me wrong, but I'm saying it doesn't seem like it's not Powell speaking or anything like that, right? So that's what I currently have. We have again, I'll draw it in. We have our 4-hour resistance, up here, and then our 4-hour support right now. So we're just currently, again, trading within a range, right? All right, let's head over to also our 1 hour. Maybe a quick show today because not too much in the docket. Let me see if there's any comments or questions. Don't forget to drop your comments or questions if you have anything. Bro, what's that in your chart? Don't know what you're talking about. I've always said the way that I trade, the way that I set up my chart may not be what works for you. That's totally okay. My motto is embrace what resonates and discard the rest, right? If this is, I have a video too on the Futures Desk website where I break everything down from, this is a top-down analysis, right? You don't necessarily have to trade on the chart that you put your analysis on. I don't mind trading it because I know what every line is. I know what every point of why I have it there. I know what my order blocks are. I know what my imbalances are, right? It's totally up to the person and what they've learned and how they like to trade the charts, right? Again, I've always said, if what works for me may not work for you, and that's totally okay, right? Some people come in and they take what they need, whatever they see that may work for them, right? So totally up to you to stick along and hang out with us and see what this is and what I'm doing. Or you can hop off too. There's nothing wrong with that, right? No one's holding you here to stay here. There's no need to stay. But welcome in. See if there's something you can get out of this. And then also, don't forget we're in this, there's a overall, and I was breaking down to someone yesterday how I see my imbalances. And there's an overall 4-hour imbalance right here. That price is also currently, trading within, and that is also our support, our old support. And we are currently trading above it, right? So again, those are things to keep in mind when we're looking for where the market could potentially go, because if it's still holding above this overall support, we may continue to see some more upside, right? But if not, if we can break into it, then we may see some more downside. So that's where we are with that. I'm going to erase those lines too, because we no longer need them. All right. All right, let's head over to our 1 hour and see what we can see in the charts. All right. So what do we have now? All right. So yes, this 1 hour support is kind of still the same. Our current 1 hour support is right here at 18. Oops, I moved the 4 hour. Let me see if I can somehow grab. There we go. The 1 hour. All right. So our 1 hour support is here. The closest 1 hour support is 18,509. And then this could be an area of resistance. But I want to take the higher one because I even see where price already rejected right from here as well again. So our highest point is 18,617. Granted, once we break that, there's a 4 hour resistance just above that. So Yeah, so range within a range. I would like to see for more upside, definitely breaking this 1 hour resistance, breaking and holding, and then again we could potentially see some more upside, right? But currently, right now, price did break to it, but we rejected at that 1 hour resistance. Now, again, if we get sideways action, then we could just continue to trade, within this little range most of the day, but not sure exactly where price wants to go currently right now, as we pushed up again, through um, this Asian session and London session. And usually if we have a distribution like that, that looks like that was a huge distribution. The next part in the AMD would be accumulation again, right? So we should be seeing some accumulation, which would make sense, and then potentially manipulation before another distribution, right? But there was a distribution, and maybe we have fallen into an accumulation, and that would make sense because it looks like even on these time frames that price is just kind of my hair has gotten on me. Price is just kind of bobbing along here, right? Just trying to break out, but then just kind of just in a consolidation, it's just kind of just chopping right now. Okay. And not to mention, we do have a volume node right here. So again, we need to break above again this area or break below this area. Breaking below, we see that there's not too much of price action right here. Looking at this low node area here in the volume profile, we do have a small imbalance here as well on the 1 hour. So and we have these equal lows. So yeah, breaking beneath this zone, I would be looking first target as taking out these equal lows. And then that would just lead us right into this imbalance area before again seeing some more to the downside. But I would need to again break this area first. Need to break this support and then to see if we're going to see any of this downside, right? And then same for the upside, right? We have the volume node. We need to break above it and hold, right, to see if we're going to see any more of this upside, which don't forget, we still have this old order block that acted as moving over, right? Again, and that's why I keep some of these areas of interest in the chart, because we tend to either revisit or they still make sense, right? But this was an old 1 hour order block that we know that was our demand zone at first, right? Because we bounced out of it a few times. All right, bounced out of it here, bounced out of it here. When we broke it, blah, 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 right? We had resistance, all resistance zone. Then we broke it again. Then we had that gap up, right? Where we broke above it, but then boom, bounced right back into it, right? But we bounced out of it. And again, this just is our area, a nice area of demand zone right now. And then it became our supply zone, because then we had the gap where we gapped down, right, this week. And then we have been, it's been acting as a resistance. Fell from it, found some consolidation, pushed back into it. We actually was able to get some of this gap. Again, we didn't feel quite all of it yet, right? We didn't feel all of it. But so that's why I'm like, price can get a little crazy if it wants to, and may try to take out, the rest of that. Not sure, but I'm keeping that in there because price is now, currently still rejecting from this zone, keep rejecting from that zone, right? So let me actually drag it over some more too, just in case, price gets froggish and it wants to leap, because we are holding this 1 hour support right now currently, and the 4 hour support. So I just need to see what price wants to do, how it wants to respond in this zone. Are we going to go ahead and fully reject, or are we going to, push up? Right now we're in between this area, so I have to wait. I have to wait to see what it does. I can delete the overlapping one. Well, no, I'll keep it in because price rejected from those a few times. So what else do we have? We have a lower, which this must have been like a 15-minute imbalance from when I was trading. Let's see. I'm talking about this block right here that price is currently like rejecting from. Let's hit that 15-minute. Or was it a 30-minute? It's a good zone, whatever it is. Looks like it's an O. Okay, so it is within an imbalance, but it's a smaller, because you saw the 15-minute. It's the top of, or the bottom rather, of another imbalance, but it's a good zone because as I'm looking at it, we had rejection right here. We had some consolidation in here, plus rejection all right here. This, this whole little bottom of it has been holding as a rejection as well, right? All the way across. So it's a really good zone. I'm trying to see, maybe it was the 5 minute. I'm trying to see why I put it in there. It could have been when I was actually trading. Oh, yep, it's a 5 minute imbalance. This is a 5. I used to write it in. I don't know why I didn't write it in. Let's write it in, so we know what it is. All right. All right, so this is a 5 minute imbalance that's actually been holding pretty well, as you can see, even on the higher time frames, right? So, and that was, again, probably like a day that I was actually trading it, okay? Maybe yesterday. But because we keep rejecting from that zone, still rejecting from that zone, right? And we have like 30 minutes till the market actually opens. So yeah, that's what I see in the charts. We do have these equal lows again here. Again, as you know, y'all know how I feel about equal lows. If price breaks there, we could potentially take that out. But also looking to the left, right? We do have some support right here, right? How do we know that support? Because price is pushed to it and rejected, and we try to, just kind of dance along here where we had some consolidation and then we broke above it, right? So if price is to break here, I would look, again, first trade would be to take out these lows right here. But then I'd be very mindful of a bounce from right here or some consolidation and then maybe a reversal, right? Unless it's just crazy and the market just keeps, just push right through it, because we still have some other lows that we can potentially touch too. But yeah, for a first trade, I would really be looking at taking out, again, paying attention that there's a consolidation here, some nice area of support right here. Yeah, taking out these lows if we break this 4 hour and 1 hour support and resistance. Support, 4 hour support and 1 hour support. So, hey, Matt, welcome in. Happy Thursday. So I think that's all that I have. Don't forget, tomorrow is Good Friday. That's what I started the live with, letting you all know tomorrow is Good Friday. So we won't be live tomorrow, but I will see you on Monday, right? Same time, same place. Yeah, Monday's a regular day. So be mindful of that today, understanding that today is the last day of the week. As you can already see, right, we have these crazy wicks already, right, this early in the morning. So pay attention to all those things. If you have to size down, that's something I am still working on in my own account, right? Is making sure that I'm sizing down and staying diligent, okay, to sizing down. It's been such a journey of me sizing down. But whatever the case may be, that is the way to go currently in the market. Again, unless you have a really good size account, you can do what you want. Then do what you want. You have your good setup and style and strategy. Do your thing. Again, embrace what resonates. Discard the rest. I'm one. I truly believe in a lot of us that we have our own abilities, our own traits, and utilize it to your best ability. You know what I'm saying? So have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the day and enjoy your weekend. Enjoy it with yourself, enjoy it with your family, touch some grass, right? Let's get out and, enjoy what we have been granted in this life, right? So have a wonderful weekend. We are breaking the support right now. Have a wonderful weekend, and I look forward to seeing you all on Monday, right? Same time, same place, 5:30 a.m. PST. That's 8:30 a.m. EST, here with your girl Shema on the Pre-Market Edge, brought to you by the Futures Desk. See you all next week. Have a great weekend. Bye. You're so very welcome, Richard. Peace out.